you think that Kurt could go as
Hang on to it, Kurt. Hard into the wall.
So you're listening to all of the statistics and all of the heroes that I looked up to and raced against, and the ones that are on the ballot with me, everyone's deserving.
When a NASCAR legend gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, it's usually all about the wins, the stats, and the trophies. But what if the real story was about a career-ending crash, a personal call from Michael Jordan, and a brother's tearful tribute that shook the entire racing world? This isn't just about racing, it's about redemption, legacy, and one of the most emotional moments in NASCAR history. Kurt Busch, the 2004 NASCAR Cup Series champion, was officially named to the NASCAR Hall of Fame class of 2026, standing shoulder to shoulder with Harry Gant and Ray Hendrick. With 34 Cup Series victories, including crown jewel wins like the 2017 Daytona 500 and the grueling 2010 Coca-Cola 600, Busch carved out one of the most distinctive careers in the sport's history. But it wasn't just his victories that defined him, it was his unshakable resilience. His career hit a brutal turning point in 2022 during a qualifying session at Pocono Raceway. A terrifying crash left him with a concussion, forcing him to step away from full-time racing. The abrupt end shocked fans and left many wondering if the story was truly over. But what followed was a wave of respect and admiration across the racing community, culminating in the announcement of his Hall of Fame induction. It wasn't just a tribute to his driving skills, it was recognition of his impact, his grit, and the obstacles he overcame. And then came the moment that really hit home. Kyle Busch, Kurt's younger brother, and a two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion himself, broke the internet with a heartfelt tribute. "I couldn't be prouder of you," Kyle wrote. "You've not only made a name for yourself on the racetrack, but also inspired so many with your journey." He spoke openly about Kurt's dedication, the sacrifices he made, and how he helped pave the way for drivers like himself. Kyle's emotional statement wasn't just brotherly love. It was a rare glimpse into the private bond between two of NASCAR's most dominant siblings. These weren't just teammates or rivals, they were family, forged through fire and fuel. For fans, seeing Kyle vulnerable, reflecting on his brother's accomplishments, made the Hall of Fame news feel all the more powerful. But Kurt's story didn't end with the crash or even the award. One of the most surprising elements of his later career came from outside the world of motorsports entirely. NBA icon Michael Jordan, co-owner of 23XI Racing, made a personal call to Kurt inviting him to join the team. For Busch, this wasn't just another contract, it was validation. He called it the icing on the cake of his career. "It meant the world to me," he said, speaking about the opportunity Jordan and Denny Hamlin offered him. Busch's time at 23XI Racing may have been short-lived due to injury, but the impact was undeniable. Jordan, who brought a unique blend of competitive fire and cultural cool to NASCAR, didn't just sign Kurt for the name he saw champion with the drive to win. The 2022 season was shaping up to be something special, and even though it ended prematurely, the message was clear. Kurt Busch still had the respect of giants. That respect echoed across the NASCAR world. Fans, drivers, and commentators lauded the Hall of Fame decision. It wasn't just about stats. It was about everything Kurt had brought to the sport, from his sometimes controversial beginnings to his late career resurgence. Busch's narrative was one of growth, maturity, and undying passion. Kurt's legacy is layered. Early in his career, he was known for a fiery temper and run-ins with competitors. Critics questioned his ability to be a team player, but over time, he evolved not just as a driver, but as a leader. His adaptability became his strength. He drove for numerous teams, succeeding across different car setups and crew chiefs. Few drivers in NASCAR history have demonstrated that level of versatility and resilience. He also became a mentor. As the older statesman on teams like Stewart-Haas and later 23XI Racing, he took younger drivers under his wing. His experience and insight proved invaluable. Even after his injury, he remained involved with 23XI, offering guidance and support as a team advisor. And then there's the cultural impact. Being part of 23XI Racing placed Kurt at the center of a transformative era in NASCAR, one that aimed to reach broader, more diverse audiences. With Michael Jordan involved, NASCAR saw renewed interest from fans who hadn't traditionally followed the sport. Kurt embraced this change, becoming a bridge between the old guard and the new wave. So when the Hall of Fame announcement dropped, it wasn't just a nod to his past, it was a celebration of how he helped shape the sport's future. Fans remembered the wins, sure, but they also remembered the comeback from the crash, the mentorship, and the way he carried himself in the final chapter of his racing career.
In the world of sports, former Cup Series champion Kurt Busch is among the latest inductees into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
For Kyle Busch, the moment was bittersweet. He had raced alongside his brother for decades, competing fiercely but always respecting each other's talents. Watching Kurt get this honor was emotional, not just as a brother, but as a fellow champion who understood what it took to reach that level. Kyle's message resonated across the NASCAR community. It reminded everyone that behind the helmets and sponsorships are real people with real connections and histories. And for the Busch family, this was more than a career milestone. It was a tribute to their shared legacy. Kyle Busch said, "What an incredible achievement to be inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Your dedication, hard work, and passion for the sport have truly paid off. And being a Cup Series champion and Daytona 500 champion is no small feat. I couldn't be prouder of you. You've not only made a name for yourself on the racetrack, but also inspired so many with your journey. This honor is a testament to your talent and perseverance." Kurt Busch's 2026 Hall of Fame induction will be remembered not just for the plaque on the wall, but for the story it tells. A story of grit, reinvention, and enduring brotherhood. A story that involved one of the greatest basketball players of all time seeing value in a NASCAR veteran. A story where fans, teammates, and even rivals stood up to say, "This guy mattered." As NASCAR moves forward, Kurt's legacy will serve as a reminder that the journey matters just as much as the finish line. He wasn't perfect, but that's exactly what made his story so powerful. And now, with his place in the Hall of Fame secured, one thing is crystal clear. Kurt Busch didn't just race, he left a mark that will never fade. Looking back, it's clear that Kurt Busch's influence went far beyond the racetrack. He became a symbol of perseverance, an advocate for younger drivers, and a link between NASCAR's rich past and its evolving future. His ability to adapt, learn, and grow from setbacks gave his story a depth few can match. In the years to come, his journey will stand as a blueprint for how to weather adversity and emerge with grace. As new names rise and fresh talent fills the grid, Kurt's shadow will always linger, a quiet force reminding us of what it really means to be a champion. If Kurt Busch's story moved you, hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful stories from the world of NASCAR. Drop a comment with your favorite Kurt moment. We're reading every one.